Fox 26 Morning News.
Good morning, I'm Rita Garcia. Thanks for joining us on the Asian Connection. The Houston nonprofit theater troupe that gives voice to the South Asian American experience. It's called the Shunya Theater. And there's a new youth musical in the works. And here to tell us all about it, we have the theater's artistic director, Sara Kumar. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to hear all about this. But first, I want to start with that word Shunya. And why? What does that mean? Why is it so important?
Well, it began at the very beginning of the troupe. We were trying to figure out what we would name this organization, and Shunya is a Sanskrit word which literally means zero or nothingness in Sanskrit, which is an ancient Latin equivalent sort of the Eastern world. And in the world of theater, you sort of start with nothing and anything is possible. And there's an Eastern philosophical concept of which is more cyclical than linear, and which begins with destruction and then things can be created, and that's the nature of theater.
Wow, okay. So, Shunya. I'm going to have to go around using that word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, before we talk about the current production, let's talk about past productions and kind of the themes behind it. Are they different or...
Yeah, well, the whole idea is to basically give voice to the Indian American experience. A lot of people like myself were brought up first generation, second generation in this country and trying to struggle between, well, what am I? Am I Asian? Am I American? Or am I in between? Am I something new? And so that whole struggle, that whole conflict, which the essence of drama is about, is what we were trying to give voice to through the works that we produced. So we do work which is by Indian playwrights, classic Indian playwrights that are living and no longer living. We do work that are by Irish Americans and put them on by multi-ethnic or even just Indian and Pakistani casts. And so I think we also do a lot of new American Indian playwrights that are just bubbling up and coming to the surface. So over our past 10 years that we've been in existence, we've sort of given voice to all of these different playwrights and writers, and I think that's what makes Shunya so special.
Okay, so given that background then, why don't you talk to us about the current production, and we're also going to roll some photos too while you're talking.
All right, well, the current production is our first ever children's musical. It's called The Adventures of Hanuman, and it's basically loosely based on the epic Ramayana, which in the sort of Hindu mythology or even culturally of significance, it's one of the two major epics. And it's about a monkey king named Hanuman who has to save really the world from destruction by the hands of the evil demon king Ravana. So there's music, there's dance, there's a lot of fun, and it's great to see these kids who otherwise would have not really had a chance, because in the Indian community often you're pushed to become a doctor or an engineer, and so to really explore the artistic realm in a serious way is a great opportunity for these kids.
And some of these kids look very young, obviously very talented. They know exactly what they're doing at such a young age. But were there any challenges at all working with the youth? Because, you know, obviously they might be a little impatient sometimes if you have to, you know, do over a couple times.
Yeah, but that's the nature of working in the artistic field, especially with children, is you have to have patience.
Right, keyword.
Patience. But they're so honest, and that they work and work and work. And even if a lot of these kids don't have experience in acting, but myself and the other directors were able to work with them to actually, for them to believe that they can be professional actors, even at that age. And I think that's really important. And that it is in the East, it is almost a spiritual discipline, whether it's dance, music, or acting.
That's great, and they're starting early.
They are.
That's also a plus.
Only to go up.
So if anyone wants to check this out, this theater production, where do they need to go, and what time and when? We want to get some information on the screen as well for folks at home.
Well, we open actually on Friday, August 4th. We run all the way through the 11th.
Okay.
We're going to be performing at Barnevelder Movement Arts Complex. It's on Preston, 2201 Preston. That's right across from the ballpark. And you can get more information at our website, shunyatheater.org. That's theater with an R-E.org. Or even if you Google Shunya Houston, you'll be able to find us.
Okay, last question and most important, how much are the tickets?
Oh, they're, I believe, $20.
Okay, totally worth it though, right?
I think so.
All right. I hope you guys have a great turnout. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, coming up tomorrow on the Asian Connection, how can working women balance work life with home life? It's not a new issue, but the Center for Asian Pacific American Women has a new approach on how to deal with it. That's coming up tomorrow on Fox 26 Morning News Weekends.